Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki. If you're a motorcycle enthusiast, surely you know of these brands. Or you're just a poor person laying down in bed deciding on what you should do with your life. Or you would like to see a new brand and how it competes with the big four. CFMOTO, or Chunfeng Power, a rising brand originating in China. If I were to describe what CFMOTO is in 3 or 4 words, it would be frick you big four. I'm just kidding. In all honesty, it would be potential, attractive, affordable if not cheap, and different.
Today we're diving in on why you should buy from this brand. And if you're already having doubts, note that most of the stuff you eat from, drink, use in daily life, even the pretty fox-eyed girl you saw sitting on a bench somewhere in the park, came from China. So open the doors on your mind and stop closing them. Also, to let you know, I have never owned this brand. So you might say, oh, he's just a kid spouting nonsense. You'd be insulting my research and the owners who have owned it and what they think of it. Or you can help me and subscribe so I can buy my first sport bike. Anyways, CFMOTO is one of those brands that came in and disrupted the motorcycle market, giving motorcycles that look way more expensive than it is.
Like back in the day where people who got into riding or just started getting interested in it would wonder, what bike should I buy? And they would look up in the internet or even ask someone who rides. Majority of them would say, just buy an R3 or the Ninja 400 is a good start. Then some clapped up dude who probably rides while on drugs would say, just buy a leader bike, you moron. Anyways, it was either the Yamaha R3 or the Ninja 400. Beginners will think of these two motorcycles day and night, on bed, eating, taking a dump. I get it. To this day, I still am. Then came in CFMOTO's 450 SR, which shook the beginner category in the motorcycle market.
Why it shook the motorcycle market, you say? Well, for newer riders, this thing is basically perfect. A 449.5cc engine, a parallel twin, a unique 270-degree crankshaft, which was unusual for a beginner bike, but the sound it emitted was legendary for newer riders. And finally, what really made it stand out was the tech and the features. A full TFT display that lets you navigate and track your bike if it gets stolen. Basically a phone on a motorcycle. Brembo caliper brakes, a futuristic and sleek design. This thing was born to wreak havoc in this category. And suddenly it wasn't the Ninja 400 or the R3 anymore. It was the 450 SR or the 450 SR.
Pros and cons. Pros. For this brand, its pros are great affordability, great tech, eye-catching design, and futuristic-like look. Well, it's no surprise. China produces some of the best, if not the best, looking bikes. The Big Four really need to step up their game in this category. Now for the cons. It's a relatively newer brand compared to the Big Four, although that in itself isn't bad. But in terms of reliability, it falls slightly behind compared to big brands. But they're improving rapidly, with most new models reaching 20 to 25,000 in mileage with no reports of damage. This is good, but you just can't beat the reliability of the Big Four, as they've been around longer and are experienced in making bikes for decades. All in all, this brand is unique and great. To be honest, I could see myself riding one of their bikes in the future. Speaking about futures, this brand would most likely be one of the Big Fours, turning it from 4 to 5. To conclude, if you want a bike that feels and looks different and unique whilst being futuristic and loaded with tech and features, all within a cheaper price than its competitors, this brand is perfect for you. Anyways, coming from a guy who hasn't even ridden a sport bike yet, ride safe and look out. I'll catch you later.